You are Locked On Heat POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fan? Welcome to your Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, @JimGrease_ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holler. A big win for the Miami Heat tonight. Hey, do we finally have sound? Good Lord. Man, okay, we got it figured out, and everything was working perfectly the whole time on my end, and I did a whole show pantomiming because there's no sound, and I did another one just for the heck of it, and that didn't work out so well. But now we're here. This is proof that relentlessness always pays off, and it's actually perfect to start this show. Why? Because your Miami, I don't even need notes. Throw these away. Your Miami Heat went on the road tonight to Boston and destroyed the Celtics 124-103. What does that have to do with relentless and perseverance? Well, very simple. They just finished a 10-game losing streak, and now they're on a 6-game win streak. All the wins on this win streak have come by more than 10 points, every single one. And 4 of them have come by more than 20 points. So there you have it. You're relentless, you're dogged, you're determined. Determination always pays off. And it definitely paid off for your Miami Heat with this win streak. 6 in a row. They're firmly in 9th place, a game ahead of the Bulls in the Eastern Conference. Look, they'd still be in the 9-10 play-in, which means you got to win twice, right? 7-8 winner automatically in. 7-8 loser plays 9-10 winner. With the 9-10 loser automatically being out. So the winner of the 7-8 loser and the 9-10 winner goes on to the playoffs. So theoretically, both those teams could come from the 7-8 game. All right, give me a hell yeah if you can hear me. It's been a long night trying to get this going, but we are here and want to make sure that while you're here, you smash that subscribe button. You hit that bell so you know when we're coming your way with more live content. And then, of course, you come on into the chat and you say what's up. Let me know if you can hear me. It's been a long night, but this is the 3rd attempt at your Heat POSTCAST, and we are not stopping until we finish this thing tonight because the Heat don't stop until they achieve their goals, man. Relentless, dogged, and determined. You got to love it. Speaking of things you have to love, we're free here with the Locked On Podcast Network. That means all your favorite teams, your favorite leagues, your favorite cities, all your favorite shows, all of them are free. They're free here on YouTube. This one in particular, Locked On Sports Miami. They're free on OTT. Yeah, you know me, this whole party. On Roku, and free wherever you get your podcasts. That means Apple Podcasts. That means iHeart. That means Spotify and all the others. So there you have it. We're free everywhere you go. So thank you so much for making us your first watch/listen every single day. We love you, and we love doing this for you. David Locke starts at the top, comes right on down. This is local for you and your team. So it's a network of all these local shows and shows that are geared toward teams and cities and leagues that really don't have much to do with one another other than the fact that they're under one umbrella. It's brilliant. It's genius. The numbers are through the roof. And we love it here with the Locked On Podcast Network, just like we love what the Heat did tonight. And let me grab my phone here and cheat a little bit. It was definitely a big win for Miami tonight. And it started in this game with defense, and it always does with the Heat. I have pages and pages and notes. You know, the Celtics had won 9 in a row coming in. The Heat had won 5 in a row. Something had to give. The Celtics coming off the road. But in the first quarter, Miami came out punching. They came out punching, man. They came out going to the rack. They came out aggressive, going for every ball, diving on the floor. Pelle Larsson made 8 free throws in the first half. And the way the Heat won this game, very simple. Effort and determination, effort and determination, effort and determination. Yes, but they shot really well. Their shooting percentage was high tonight, and the Celtics was low. 3-point shooting, Miami was twice as good as Boston, and Boston's number 1 in the league at attempts and makes. Not tonight. And then the Heat got to the line early, often, and made their free throws. They only missed 3, but it's in the 20s, right? And when they shoot free throws in the 20s, they don't lose. No one ever does in the NBA, but hardly ever, people don't really attack like they used to anymore because it's a duck and chuck 3-ball league. But the Miami Heat won it their way tonight. They intimidated the Celtics. They imposed their will on them, and they had that place empty with 4.5 minutes left. They had Mazzulla empty in his bench with 4.5 minutes left. They conceded. They waved the white flag. The Leprechauns went home, and it was all because of the Heat. And the reason that they were able to do this is because I believe, and it's one of the turning points of the game, I mean, early in the game, and this is, by the way, your Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We got a lot going on tonight with this game, but Missoula called a timeout in the second quarter, and things got a little heated about midway through the second quarter. Miami playing tough defense, a lot of strips, things like that. There's a sequence back and forth. Tyler Hero strips Derek White. The Heat go down. Tyler Hero scores. And one. Joe Mazzulla didn't like the call, didn't like the no call. He stripped Jaylen Brown, by the way. It wasn't Derek White. He stripped Jaylen Brown, scored on Derek White, got the foul call, the and one. And then, unbelievable, Derek White strips Bam, right? And here's what happened tonight with the Heat. Derek White strips Bam. The Celtics go the other way, swing the ball around, 3-4 passes, bang, 3 in the corner from Pritchard. Boston cuts the lead. And this is in the second quarter, 5:06 left, right after Joe Mazzulla had called a timeout. 4:44 left in the quarter, Spo calls a timeout. Right after White strips Bam, Pritchard hits the corner 3. The Celtics are coming. Here they come, right? Spo calls a timeout right away. The Heat come back out, and they go on a run. Bam had 9 points in the second quarter. Tyler had 15 in the first half. They just kept attacking all the way to the final buzzer when Haywood Highsmith hit a 3 at the buzzer of the half. They're up 14 points at the end of the first half. Their 8th straight game with at least 59 points in the first half. Tyler had 15. Highsmith had 10. The Celtics they were shooting 37%. And then Miami really went nuts. They were up 71-49. Larson all over the floor. The Celtics go on a 20-6 run. They cut it to 3, 4:25 left in the third quarter. Alec Burks hits a jumper and goes, shh. What happens after that? The Heat go on a run, 7-0, 5-0 after the Burks shot. And they go into the fourth quarter with a 10-0 run. My point is the counterpunch was huge for the Heat tonight. It's when you're in a boxing match, it's not just about your offense, it's your defense. And a big part of that defense, a big part of it is your counterpunching. Big part of it. And you got to love that for the Miami Heat. They are absolutely fantastic with that. Their energy, their effort, and all those things are fantastic for Miami. It's Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber calling me, Grease. When we come back, we got a lot to talk about. We got the box score, take you through the numbers. We got the final stats, the team stats. Then we got the star of the game, the turning point, the final score graphic, and we get you ready for tomorrow night against the Grizzlies of Memphis. John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and company coming in. They're a pretty good team out west, even though they just fired their coach. This is your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We're free on YouTube, free wherever you get your podcast, and free on Roku, on OTT. Yeah, you know me. Keep it here. We got a lot to do still. Heat Postcast, loaded on your Wednesday. All right, and I want to remind you that baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better way to get in on the action than with Prize Picks. And Prize Picks, of course, is absolutely awesome. You guys know how much we love Prize Picks here on the network, and there's no better way to get in on the action. You get action on the action with Prize Picks, the best place for daily fantasy sports. It is that simple, and it really is that simple. So when I think about Prize Picks, what comes to mind? How easy it is. You pick more, you pick less of at least 2 player projections. And if you're right, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Who doesn't love that, right? Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, Prize Picks keeps every game exciting. You build your lineup. This week, I'm picking Aaron Judge for more than 1 home run, Shohei Ohtani for more than 1 stolen base. Shohei Ohtani with the game-winning home run tonight. But it's that easy, fast, simple. Setting a lineup takes less than 60 seconds. And when you win, your payout is quick, safe, secure. You get exclusive promos. Taco Tuesday, when Prize Picks offers discounts on selected player projections and even more values on that Taco Tuesday. There you have it. Download the app today and use the code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's LOCKEDONNBA for $50 off instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Also want to get a chance to tell you about Monarch Money. And if you don't know now, you know with Monarch Money, man, it is really changing the way that I do my finances. And I needed to, honestly. And if you're like me, man, hey, you check your bank account and wonder, where'd all my money go? Almost every day, right? Between dining out, shopping, entertainment, it's easy to lose track. In a digital world especially, that's where Monarch Money comes in. Your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. You get surprising insights. Like when I started using Monarch, I realized how much I was spending on food delivery. Now I budget smarter and I save way more. The all-in-one convenience is amazing too. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. You get easy collaboration. Managing money with a partner has never been easier. You can track shared and personal accounts, and set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. So what are you waiting for? Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. With Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Big win tonight for the Heaters, 124-103 every single time. The Celtics came back and started to go on a run. The Heat counterpunched them and knocked them back on their heels again, and that was the game tonight. Tremendous win for the Miami Heat. Your Heat Postcast free wherever you get your podcasts, of course, right here on YouTube and on Roku as well. And got a little something for you to keep the show moving.
This is what you'll be talking about.
With StreamYard tonight, but we're doing the best we can. 124-103. Come on. There you go. 124-103, the final score tonight. The Celtics on the ropes from the start of this game, and the Heat counterpunching, as we said all along. So a brilliant performance by Miami. Let's take a look at the box score in this game. And when you think about what the Heat did tonight, total team effort, the bench was phenomenal. The role players, Larson, Ware in the starting lineup, they were tremendous. You know what I mean? Tremendous tonight for Miami. And the rookies, the young guys too, and Jovic is coming back, by the way, too. They didn't have Wiggins tonight. Man, they didn't have Duncan Robinson. They didn't have Kevin Love. But Bam Adebayo had 21 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. 7 points, 5 rebounds for Ware. 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds for Tyler. 10 points for Alec Burks. 16 for Pelle Larsson. Everybody shot great. I'm not going to give you all their shooting percentages, but everybody shot great. Highsmith had 10. He had the 3 at the buzzer of the half. 19 for Kyle Anderson off the bench. 13 for Davion Mitchell, who added 7 assists and 4 rebounds. Solid game for him. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum, 16, way below his average, 4 of 17 shooting. Jaylen Brown did have 24, but everybody else was way off their averages tonight. And you didn't have Holiday out there. You didn't have Porzingis out there for the Celtics. You didn't have Horford out there as well. But you had White and you had Brown and you had Tatum and Hauser and all those guys. So, look, the Celtics were favored by 10.5 points. The over-under was 211.5. So if you had Heat in the over, you were doing all right for yourself. Team stats-wise, I could give you everything, but really where the Heat won this game, their biggest lead was 22. The Celtics was 2. That's an interesting stat. The Heat won in assists, lost a little bit in rebounding, and points in the paint. The Celtics had a few more, but really where this game was won, it was the shooting. Overall shooting, not so bad. The Heat, 43 of 83, 51.8%. Celtics, 39 of 87, 44.8, right? But here's the thing. Three-point shooting is where Miami won the game in free throw shooting. 14 of 30 from three-point land, 46.7%. 12 of 43 for the Celtics, 27.9. Now, the Celtics jacked up so many threes, you lose a ton of possessions, obviously, by missing them. And the Heat only made 2 more threes than Boston did, but they were so much more economical with them, and the percentage was great. And then when you look at the free throws, 24 of 27 for Miami, 13 of 16 for Boston, 88.9 to 81.3, but the number of free throws taken by the Heat tonight, and that was a big reason why they won this game. All right, couple more things to do before we get on out of here, and you know what they are. Let's go.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
There it is. The turning point of tonight's game. The Heat go on a 5-0 run to close the third quarter, go up by 10 to start the fourth after a big Celtics run. Now, they did this multiple times in the game tonight, and it just illustrated, but this was the biggest one, right? This was the one that mattered the most because the game was on the line. The Celtics were coming on strong. You could feel everything turning. The crowd's going crazy, and the Heat did this, and that was all she wrote from that point on. In the fourth quarter, the Heat just came out and really just took it to them. And, of course, we have...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Okay, we have three of them, players of the game tonight, and you know how we do this, hockey style. One of them is Pelle Larsson. What a job for the young guy out of the University of Arizona. Eric Reed said it during the telecast. He looked like Dan Marley attacking the rim tonight, like tenacious in the paint. Pelle Larsson just doing a tremendous job for the Heat tonight. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4-9 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3 in the starting lineup. The young cat getting it done, Pelle Larsson. The second star of tonight's game for Miami is the Capitan, Bam Adebayo. And obviously, Bam is a huge key for this team. And I'm sorry things are going a little slow, but they're happening, so we'll live with it. 21 points for Bam, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He had 9 points in a huge second quarter for Miami when they really just kept bouncing off the ropes and counterpunching the Celtics and didn't let Boston go on that patented run they love in the second or the fourth quarter. Bam, 9 of 15 from the floor, even had a couple threes tonight. So Bam Adebayo, also a star of the game, and the star, as usual, when the Heat are having success. There he is. We need a hero. Tyler, 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 7 of 18 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. Tyler, the facilitator. Tyler, the shot maker. Tyler, the scorer. Tyler, the creator. Yeah, he's better than that rapper who calls himself that, whatever that is. But no, seriously, all kidding aside, 124-103. Miami wins tonight. I'm in and on time tonight. I love it. This is beautiful. We got everything in. We're on time, and it is just a good night to be a Miami Heat fan. Sorry it took a while. We had a couple of no-goes tonight with sound issues, and literally everything's connected the same, and it works this time. I've unhooked and hooked and restarted and rebooted and everything else. So thank you so much for being patient. Thank you for being here every day. Love you guys. It's free wherever you get your podcasts, free on YouTube, free on Roku as well. Don't forget the Locked On Heat podcast. The guys do a great job every day. And don't forget the Locked On Heat newsletter, right? One stop for Ultimate Heat and NBA coverage in your inbox every day. Go to LockedOnDaily.com to get it. Don't forget Locked On NBA as well with the playoffs coming up. All kinds of great things coming your way. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to David Locke and everybody at the network for just a tremendous job and such a pleasure to be a part of. And thanks to the Heat for this run. What a run this is. But most of all, thanks to you for being the best part of this network. The reason we do what we do and the reason why we call it your team every day. This has been your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, free. And again, your team every day, 124-103. Miami beats Boston on the road. Back home tomorrow for Memphis. 7:30 tip, postcast immediately following with yours truly. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Miami. We are out. This has been your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. One more time, your team every